I'm good, Mike. Morning, Frizu. Good morning, Mondo. We're gonna get started here in a couple minutes, guys. Just gonna let folks to join us here. I do have the risk disclosure up again, just to let everybody know. I know that most of you are probably well aware of it. Hey, Jim. Good morning, Antho Will. All right, guys. Let's start with we'll go ahead and get started here with the risk disclosure. Again, just a reminder that all the content is published and distributed by the market trader is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by market trader or contained herein is intended as investment advice. An offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Uh, we all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk. Okay, and that's not for every investor, and that an investor could potentially lose all or more of their initial investment. Only risk capital money that can otherwise be can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security should be used when trading. All right. Again, nothing contained herein is intended as an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. And past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results here. Okay. Now that I got the risk disclosure out of the way here, guys, we'll go ahead and start off with the news. Okay, see what kind of news is coming in. So we'll start with that here. Okay, just gonna expand full screen. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Larry. All right. So looking at the news, we have Schiller report coming in at 9 a.m. Eastern. We have the consumer confidence report coming in at 10 a.m. Eastern, and then we have some bidding on some notes, 2-year notes coming in at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then we have Fed Waller speaking, but that's going to be well past the time that we're active in the New York market. Okay. So I would say relatively light in the way of news. Obviously, there's always events that can happen worldwide that could affect markets in adverse ways. So we always want to have our protective stops in place. Okay. In the off chance that that does indeed take place. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the markets here. All right. So let's go ahead and open up charting platform here to my charts. Okay. So here we have the gold market. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and again I'm just save some space here and I'll remove some things. So we'll remove some drawings. Okay. And again, we always start with the daily chart. Okay. Just to get a feel for the direction of the market that is trying to make. All right. So seems like on the gold market, we've kind of reached a little bit of an area of a top potentially. Okay. At least temporary. Okay. We have a lot of late. We have a lot of overlapping candles and you could even make a case here that we're forming a little bit of a double top, right? On the daily chart, might become a little bit more visible as we move as we move further into as we move down time frames. Okay, so you can see here though that we continue to make higher highs and higher lows. Okay, even with this little pullback, we haven't really made any new lows in this market. All right, so market still remains quite bullish. 4-hour chart. Looking at the 4-hour chart again, so you get a little bit more of exposure here. You can see what I mean by this double top. You can see that we created a little bit of a supply zone here up at the top of the range, area of resistance here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw that in. Okay, something along this lines. Okay, it's kind of what I'm seeing, um, indicating that we could potentially see, some further prices to the downside. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like to me. Until we can get down potentially down to 25.19. Okay. If we are going to continue in this upswing, well, obviously we need to make new highs, and until we do, then until we do, and we start to make newer lows, then this is kind of the view that I'm looking at here. So I'm just going to double check here on some of my levels. I got 4-hour supply at 25.57. I had listed that earlier on my spreadsheet. All right. So in any case, looks like we're making a little bit of a double top here. Looks like the market may come down. Nice potential nice area for participating. To the long side would be down in this 25, 15, 10 level based on this chart. I see to the left here. I see to the left here. I have a supply zone that was broken to the upside. I see that we've got rejected away from it again. I see that we pushed away from it quite strong. Okay, and now this looks like a nice, relatively nice area if we're looking for a continuation, potential move back higher. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart. Excuse me. Looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Again, same kind of price action. We're starting to, make a little bit of a staircase to the downside here. Okay, we have, we've exceeded we're below settlement price. We're below the daily VWAP. I'm kind of inclined here to start my anchor VWAP at the top of this move here that happened in the overnight on prior to the start of the market on Monday. Okay, so you can see here how well price is respecting anchor VWAP, right? Just every time it's come up to it, it's been rejected away. We've come up to it again, it's been rejected away. So really, for me to really embrace the longs, I would need to get above I would need to get above this anchored VWAP, and maybe this make a new high here at 25.51, 25.52 before I can begin to embrace the longs. In the meantime, my focus is probably going to be more on the short side. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draw in our volume profile to see where price is currently in respect to value. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with the 830 bar Eastern, and then so you can see here again some more evidence, right, that there is rejection of value. You can see here, right, we've gotten some rejection of value. So rejection of value indicates that again, as long as we don't close back inside value, then the bears seem to have control of this market here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw in our value zones: a value area high, value area low, point of control. Okay, I'm going to turn that into red here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and populate the page here with my my levels. Okay, so here we are, levels. All right, see if I can move those in an area where they don't get in the way. All right, so value area high, we got it coming in at 25.56. Value area low coming in at 24.547. That seems all in order. We're going to go ahead and open up ADR. All right. ADR is coming up in above us. Okay. So well above us here. So we have ADR high here coming in at is that 25? Yeah, 25.71. ADR low at 25.36. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR. Okay, 20. This is these are I believe. Let me see, London. Oh no, New York. Okay, these are old numbers. Okay, old numbers. I would expect that we may get an adjustment here, further adjustment when the New York market opens. But for now, 25.73. Okay, 25.73 seems to be. I'm going to go ahead and modify that. 25.73. 25.73.20. Okay. And on the high end, and then, oops, that was low. Sorry, 25. I should have modified that to 25.49. 25.49. Ooh, what am I doing? Okay, 25.49 here is my average session low. 40. Okay. And then on the top side, we have don't even have high there. Yeah, 25.73.20 is what we have here. So let's move that up here. Oops. Just updating my spreadsheet here, guys. So just kind of okay. So yeah, 25.73 to the upside, 25.49 to the downside. You can see that we're again reacting away from, we exceeded it, came back to test it, and now we're reacting away from it. Okay, again, so it feels like this gold market wants to continue to the downside. Okay, so again, hypo wise, I would say that so let's open up initial balance here. Okay, so initial balance is also on the rather on the small side. So that again can speak volumes, right? I do like when I do see a smaller initial balance range of late, because that gives me the indication that it can make a move outside of the range without a whole lot of effort here. Okay, and given that we're only not even a $300 range here, putting a stop above this initial balance high, with the expectation that price is going to exceed lower, offers us a nice reference level to use for a short. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm kind of seeing on the on the bullish side. I would have to wait until we got down to the ADR zone, or some other demand zone that I find on the higher time frame before I would even consider reversing this back, or looking to take an opportunity to the long side. Now, it's not to say that maybe a demand level doesn't get created at this 25.40 level. But again, I would need to see price get back inside value. I would need price to get back above this 80 ASR zone, before I would be, interested in any sort of bullish trade in this market. Okay, so I need to see price action to indicate that it could indeed make this move. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the gold market. Okay, so right now my view is probably a bit more bearish. Yeah, in this market again, not to say that it can't, kind of reverse at these levels, but I need to see price action get above some of this price structure here before I can entertain that. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I have for the gold market. So if there's any questions, feel free to post them. I'm happy to entertain any questions you might have. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and move into the gold market. All right. So we're going to go ahead and, well, not gold market. We're going to move into the crude oil market. All right. So we're going to go ahead and save this away. And we're going to go ahead and open up crude. Okay. All right. And it looks like crude is continuing to make kind of a consolidation move here. So let's open this up. We're going to go ahead and open up the daily chart again, asking ourselves the same question that we've asked ourselves in the gold market and say, okay, well, what is the market trying to do of late? Well, you can see in the chart that we're trying to head higher of late. All right. We are coming up into some areas where, price could potentially stall, right? This area right here, this could be an area where price could stall. All right, we came back to this area. You see some rejection away from it. All right, now if we are going to continue this move to the upside, well, our next level that we need to break to the upside is around 78 or 79. Okay, we need to get above 79. Well, initially 78, and then above 79 to really embrace the longs in these markets. Right now, it seems that price is inside range from 71 up to 70, 78 and change. All right, 78.40. Seems like we're in range at the moment. Okay. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour chart, see what the 4-hour chart has to say. All right. So we'll go ahead and turn off initial balance. Oops, that's not what I wanted to turn off. We'll turn off initial balance. And I'm not sure. Okay. So this is a supply zone that I drew. Okay. On the 4-hour chart. Okay. You can see that we're up against 77.50. And we're acting away from it. But how did it get there? Well, it got there with a bullish move. Hasn't really made a significant new low here, right? Hasn't made a new low, although we made a new low here. But the dominant bar still remains this bar here. We have an inside bar, right? So this could still be very much in control of the persons, okay, that established this, which was done in London, okay. All right. So again, bullish, I would say bullish structure that we're seeing on the 4-hour. This feels right now like it's, a little bit of a pullback. Okay. Now, if we do manage to get below this EMA level and below this, then I would say that that maybe my tune will change. Okay. But until that happens, I guess based on this chart, I have to think that price will continue higher. All right. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. We're making, again, this looks like making more of a series of candles that we kind of broke to the downside here. Okay. 30-minute chart looks a little bit more bearish to me. All right. We've broken to the downside. We've come back to test it. And now it seems like we might be developing a candle that could potentially break this ASR zone and continue. Now, where could price, if that were to happen, okay, where could price stall? Well, the last significant area where we saw buying. Okay, well, that's the last significant area that we saw any sort of buying right there. Okay, at this 75, 76 level, right? So if we break below 76 and 60, then it looks like we have, a relatively easy path down to 75, 76, maybe down to 75, 50. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. We'll get our levels here up in a second. So we're going to go ahead and use the fixed range volume profile. We're going to locate the 9 o'clock bar from Monday here. Okay. There's a 9 o'clock bar. We'll drag that to the 4:30 bar. Here we are. Okay, so we have price again below value, right? We've come up to test value and it was rejected. All right. So again, that's again more evidence. We have below settlement, below daily VWAP, all indicating that maybe we are in for another leg lower. Now, the way this is kind of forming leads me to kind of wanting to do kind of a Fibonacci kind of analysis to see how far this swing could go. Well, looks like 76.12 seems like a logical destination here for this for crude oil. All right, based on measuring this swing and receiving this pullback, the 100% extension of this swing is down at the 76.12 level, maybe as low as 75.90, which is not out of the question given what we're seeing structure wise and where our demand zones are. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our price levels here. Okay, we're gonna kind of double confirm them, make sure that they're in order here. So we'll go ahead and put them up over here to the right here, and we'll just kind of spot check a couple of these numbers just to make sure they're in line. So we got 77.43 on the value area high, value area low. We have value area low at 77.06. Okay, point of control at 77.20, all in line. We have already opened up. Let's open up ADR and ASR are all coming in on the high side, close to each other here. So we got 78.28. We got actually this needs to be modified. So this should read 78.22. Okay, 78.22. Average session range high. Okay, 78.22. That's what I'm going to do here. Modify this. Okay, and then average session range low. We're coming in at 76.52. So 76.52 is our average session range low. Okay. I'll just modify that here as well. Okay. And then our average daily range low remains at this level. Okay. So again, guys, looks like we are getting a little bit of a response away from our average session range. Okay. So the market looks like just opened. So we're going to go ahead and open up initial balance. Okay. So we get establishing a relatively narrow one, but we just opened, right? So still a ways away for this initial balance range to clear up, okay, or establish. So we're going to be waiting for that again. So hypo wise, again, as long as we remain below value, my view remains bearish. Once we go inside of value with some momentum, then I would say that the market has enough momentum and location to potentially head higher. Otherwise, my view is that we'll continue lower, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchored VWAP back to the top here of the open of the oops, that's not what I want to do. Back to the open of the London market. All right. So there's my anchored VWAP. You can see that we're below it as well. So yeah, this very much feels like it wants to make another leg lower. Okay, in this market here. All right. So that's kind of my view on crude oil. All right. Let's see if there's any questions. Okay. So before I move on to the equity market, just want to encourage everyone to, if any of this resonates, if this supports your trading, things of that nature, don't be afraid or to hit the like button. Okay, we have a number of you here. And again, your likes and subscribes are kind of the lifeline of content providers, right? I encourage you to hit the like button if this does indeed support you in your trading. Good morning, Diego. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and move on to the equity market. Okay. So equity market, we'll start with the Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq market. We'll go ahead and open this up here. Okay. um, Again, starting with the daily chart. Okay, starting with the daily chart, asking ourselves, okay, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, the market is trying to head lower. That's what it's trying to accomplish. Okay, based on the daily chart, right? We got a nice bearish bar here, an attempt to take the market back higher, which has been rejected, and then another bar that broke this bar to the downside. So we're starting to make some newer lows. Okay, in the equity market. All right. So and then we could ask ourselves, well, where if we're going to continue on the downside, where could this market go? Well, we have this. I think it'll become a little bit clearer as we move down time frames. But we can go as easy. To me, it seems very likely that we can head all the way down, to the 17,800 level, right? Maybe 18,700 is kind of it seems like the likely destination. Okay. So in any case, market on the daily chart seems that it wants to make another leg lower. All right. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, what are we seeing there? Well, we're beginning to see a staircase, right? One big step down, grind higher, another big step down, grind higher. Is this another step down? Okay. So we're kind of staircasing our way lower in this market. All right. This is kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart, 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart. Here are our average session ranges. We'll go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here. We're going to go locate the 930 bar from, well, it looks like this is right here. Okay. So price again, similar to what we saw. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Okay. Similar to what we saw in the gold and the crude oil market, right? We have price below value, right? Okay. Below value, indicating that the bears are very much in control of this market as we speak. Okay. We're coming into some levels that we could potentially, I'm not seeing that we're, reacting overly very strong here at this average session range level. Okay. This is a kind of a statistical level. So it seems to me that based on the 30-minute chart that we're looking to head lower. I'm trying to look and see here if there's anything on the left here. We'd have to go to some higher time frames to kind of get a feel for where this market can go here. Okay. So yeah, right now it looks like it wants to head lower. We're going to go ahead and make our levels available here. Okay. So here are our levels. All right. So we're going to spot check some of these. So we're going to have value area high here coming in at 19,000. What do I got here? 626.75. Okay, just going to modify that a little bit. 626. Okay. And let's see, value area low coming in at 15,545, which is in line with what I captured. Point of control coming in at 15. What is that? 15,956. 596 looks like 596.25. So modify that. Okay, settlement is 591. Okay. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and open up ADR. ADR is coming in high on the high side at 19,709. 19,709 is kind of what I'm seeing. Let's see, depending on how I draw this line here. let's see, trying to, well, let's call it 710. Okay. 710 is kind of what I'm seeing. And then on the low side, we have 19,408. Okay, average daily range low, and average session range low. We're going to modify that. Let's just make sure I got that captured correctly. That we're dealing with. Let's go ahead, open up New York. Okay, New York. So yeah, our average session ranges are going to probably adjust here. So I'm leaving them for London for now. Okay, because we're coming into them. Okay, so 19,460 is kind of what I'm seeing on the low side. Okay, 460, 460. Okay, and then on the high side, we have 771. We have average session range is 771, 19,000. 771, 771, 75, and then the low is 460. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at here on the level side. Again, hypo wise, I would say that it appears to me that the market wants to head lower. And with that said, we probably need to locate levels that would support us reference wise, level wise. So I'm going to go ahead and use this level up here. Okay, that's going to serve as my kind of my anchored VWAP. That's the most recent pivot that we've made here to the upside. All right. So yeah, I would say that that would be a reasonable level to support a continuation move to the downside. Okay. We are starting to get a little bit of reaction off of this ASR for me to really embrace the longs. Well, I need to see some structure getting broken. I at least need to see some candles getting broken to the upside. I need to get above 19,565. Okay, before I would begin to think long, right? Because there's we don't need to rush into a long. Okay. Because if we do get into a long, the opportunity is going to be quite large, right? Look at where the ADR and ASR zones are, right? Well above us, right? So we don't need to find the perfect bottom, right? We could be patient and let the market kind of tell us when it's time. Otherwise, we need to again focus in on more on the bearish side because the bearish side is the kind of structure that we're seeing currently. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be anxious to see how this initial balance range kind of plays out. We're about 20 minutes away from that from that happening. Again, we're below everything that we care about. So again, indicating that prices may continue to the downside. Although we are getting a bit of reaction here on ASR, and then we also have ADR, but that's kind of well below us here. So in any case, I'm going into the session thinking bearish. All right. In the Nasdaq. All right, and we could potentially rally up, to this some of these levels above us, but I feel like the leg, still is beginning to form here. Right, we got this leg here, a little bit of pullback. I think there's more room to the downside in this market. All right. Okay. Let's see. Anything else on the Nasdaq? Any questions on the Nasdaq? Don't see them. So let's go ahead and move into the ES market. So we'll use this chart over here to the right of me, 2024. Okay. So we'll go ahead and open this up here. All right. And we're going to look at the daily chart to start and ask ourselves the question, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, we got looks like a little bit of a gap, a gap open to the downside. Okay. So that's not good. That gap was filled and then it continued to lower here. Okay. So again, we're starting to see some structure. Okay. That would indicate maybe that we are looking to, this doesn't feel like a strong push, okay, to the upside, right? We're starting to see some weakness. Although, to be honest with you, I would like to see it make a new low before I would, kind of embrace the bears, okay? Because if we do get below this level, well, the last stop or the destination could very well be all the way down 50 to 52, 245, 247, okay? That's kind of the so it's important, I guess, if you're bullish in this market, that price is able to maintain above, say, 55.90. All right. Are you welcome, Frizu? Okay. 55.90. All right. So looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart, again, we are kind of, beginning to see a little bit of a staircase, right? We got a little a big move, grind higher, another step down, a little grind higher, and then we get another step down. Okay, so now, but if you look at this, right, although we did break some structure here to the downside, we broke some structure here to the downside. This low seems to be relatively important. 56, 56, 87, 56, 56, sorry, 55.90. Okay. 55.90 seems to be relatively important. Okay. Price has not managed, after it made this move down, did not manage to get below that. Okay. And it has not reached that or even sniffing close to that, getting below that of late. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. We'll establish our levels here. We'll take a look and talk through some hypos here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my, actually plot my levels here to over here to the right. Okay. So here are the levels that we care about. Okay. Go ahead and open up my fixed range volume profile here. So we're going to go ahead and locate that here, drag that across to right about there. All right. So there's our fixed range volume profile. We're going to go ahead and extend some lines here. We've got value area high coming in at the bottom end of initial balance from yesterday. So we'll go ahead and extend these lines. All right. And double confirm. All right, we got the all right. It's kind of what we're looking at here. Just going to move this down here a little bit. Okay, and now we're just going to kind of double confirm that we capture them correctly. So value area high 56.44. Okay, that's in line. 56.27. That's in line. Point of control 35. That's in line. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up ADR. Okay, ADR coming in at 56.58. Okay, low is coming in at 56.02. Okay, and then our average session range is coming in a bit higher, but I suspect that this is going to get adjusted here, guys. This is going to adjust. All right, so this is probably London. No, it still says New York. If I pull London, this is definitely going to move it. Okay, so we have 56.09. Okay, and this level here at 56.70. But I suspect in the next 15 minutes or so, once the New York market opens, these levels will adjust. So I'm not going to spend too much time in getting them accurate here. Okay, just to let you know that these levels are going to change. Okay. All right. Let's see. So what's my hypo? What are a couple of hypos here? All right. Well, we're starting to get a little bit of reaction off of a London, right? London ASR, right? Now the question is, can this complete? Can we get, another bullish bar to complete maybe a 3-bar reversal, which could lead us back up to this value area low. And if we do close back inside value, we could see a move through value. Okay, that's certainly not out of the question here. Okay, given this reaction, given this rejection candle, if that holds true in the next 12 minutes, right, we could potentially see something that takes us back to the top of value. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Now, this also could be an area where we could head up to value area low and continue another swing to the downside. So those are kind of the two hypos that I have going in my mind, or based on the structure that I'm seeing. Okay. Right now, I would have to say that I would have to maybe err on the side of the bears, but the fact that we are establishing and reacting off of this ASR low, even though it is London, it makes me think that maybe there's a possibility that we could close back inside value and get a full rotation of value. Okay. Um, Before we see that next leg down. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the ES market. We're going to go ahead, kind of pause here to see if there's any questions. Any questions of the market? I'm not seeing any. So we're gonna close off the session with a review of the Dow, okay, which is my new next equity, my new friend. uh, I've managed some relatively nice long-term trades in the Dow. So I've beginning to like it more. All right. But my main markets are crude oil and gold still. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the daily and ask ourselves a question. Well, what is the market trying to accomplish? And the market looks a little bit more bullish, I would say, in this market. I'm not seeing as much of a pullback as we were seeing in the ES. I'm going to go ahead and turn off ADR here because it is interfering. So if we were to just look at this, right, this does not look like a market that wants to necessarily head lower, right? This seems like just simply a pullback. Now, the one thing that maybe may cause us to pause here, we do see that we do have a selling wick, right? So somebody did indeed reject higher prices here, okay? But follow through candle has been less than impressive. Okay, we have wicks on both ends, right? So a little bit of indecision as to where they want to take this market. All right, that's what we see on the daily. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Okay, is maybe a little bit clearer. Okay, we got this nice bullish and bearish engulfing candle. We just barely managed to grind a little bit before we got sellers to come in again. Okay. So if this candle closes below, then again, I don't see any reason why we can't get back down to here. All right. I don't see anything here. Maybe this area here, 41,000, right around 4130 level. That area could, since this was resistance before, now broke, could be supportive. Okay. But beyond that, I don't see any reason why we don't get back to 40,700 in this market. All right. 30-minute chart. Now I don't have any established levels here, guys. So we're gonna do these on the fly, and then kind of gives you I guess some visibility as to how I dissect markets here. Okay. So the first thing I always start off with is I start off with, where is price in relation to value? All right. Where is price in relation to value? Okay. So how do I determine value? Well, I look at the close session of the prior day. The session of choice is New York. So I'm going to look and go back to the open of the New York session back here, and I'm going to drag that across to the close of the session. And here's my area of value, right? So I have my value area high. Okay. I have my value area low. Okay. Right here. All right. Now I don't necessarily do this with a scalpel. Okay. This is kind of like a butcher knife, kind of arriving at my levels, because when I look at price, I don't look at like a single, point. I look at areas. Okay. Zones, right? Because as I often kind of compare, trains don't stop on a dime, right? They stop in areas here. Okay. So what I do see is that price is below value, right? I see price is below value, and I see that price is reacting a bit off of this ASR zone. So let's start to capture some of these levels here. Okay, so we got value area high coming in at, what is that? 41,437. Okay, my value area low coming in at 41,266, and then my point of control coming in at 41,333. We'll go ahead and open up the settlement price. That's coming in at 335. Okay, I'm just going to put that in this. Well, actually, I'll add a new line here. Settlement. Okay, that is the close from yesterday was 41,335. Settlement and point of control often act as a magnet to price. Okay, if you've spent any time with me, you'll probably have known to understand that. Okay, so let's see what else. Let's go ahead and open up ADR. Okay, ADR is coming in at let's see, 41,455. Okay, so we have 41 ADR high at 41,455. My ASR coming in at 41,549, which could adjust on me. ADR low coming in at looks like 41,125, and then our ASR low at 41,159. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at levels, guys, as kind of similar, although I don't see as much of a push away from this value area low that I would expect. So this feels to me more like that maybe we are starting to establish maybe a reversal in price here. I'm not sure. I would like to see price close back inside value, and then we run into obviously settlement and VWAP. But if we can get above this, then I don't see any reason that we couldn't potentially get through and get all the way back to the top of value. All right, but there is a bit of interference here. Okay, there's a lot of interference that could cause price to stall anywhere in this area, and basically allow it to continue lower. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the Dow, guys. I have 5 minutes to spare, so I'm happy to take any questions. Again, encourage you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I am entertaining the possibility of having some live sessions, guys, but would have to, would really need to be worth my while here, and that would require, a lot more heavier participation in the likes in order for me to accomplish, for me to do that. Okay, so encourage you to hit the likes, encourage you to comment on my channel, especially if there's something that particularly resonated with you as part of this pre-market review. Very open to that. Otherwise, I'm going to wish you a safe. I'm going to wish you to trade well. Okay, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader, guys. Okay, so as the sun rises behind me, may your may your equity totals rise as well. How about that? All right. All right, White Sand. Have a good day, guys. Have a good day trading. May your equity rise as the sun rises behind me. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Have a good day. We will have group coaching later this afternoon. I will be a bit in the how do you say, in coach's room. You're welcome, Michael. Kudos, Diego. Thanks for joining us today. All right, guys. So we'll go ahead and close off the session. We'll take a closer look at the markets to see what the markets offer us today. Okay, guys. Have a good day.